Imagine you are a mammoth, not in a museum, a real one. You are walking through open grassland on a normal morning. You weigh several tons. Your tusks are massive. Nothing around you is built to seriously threaten something your size. A wolf is too small. A lion is risky but manageable. You are not an easy meal. You are a walking fortress. And then, from somewhere far away, further than any predator has ever struck from, a small upright creature pulls its arm back and throws a rock directly at your skull. You didn't see it coming, because nothing had ever done that before. For millions of years, nature ran on one rule. To hurt something, you have to get close to it. A lion has to bite the zebra. The zebra can kick back. A crocodile has to drag prey into the water. The prey can fight. Every predator, no matter how powerful, had to enter the danger zone. That was the ancient contract of violence. Humans looked at that contract and quietly walked away from it. We are going to stand over here, and we are going to throw physics at you. That was the moment humans started breaking the planet. If you look at us on paper, none of this makes sense. We should not be the winning animal. No claws, no armor, no venom. Our skin tears open if we fall on gravel. Our babies are born so helpless they cannot hold up their own heads. Our teeth can barely handle a slightly stale biscuit. A house cat could genuinely ruin your day in a fight. Every serious creature received one impressive feature from evolution. Cheetahs got speed. Crocodiles got armor and bite force. Gorillas got raw strength. Evolution handed every dangerous animal one terrifying specialization and said, "Here, build your life around this." Humans got none of that. We stayed soft, slow, awkward, and sweaty, built wrong by every metric that should matter. And somehow, this fragile little primate spread across every continent, survived every climate, outlasted its stronger cousins, tamed apex predators, walked on the moon, and threw a machine into an asteroid millions of miles away just to find out if it could be moved. The easy answer is intelligence. Big brain. But a big brain is the incomplete answer. Intelligence alone does not explain why animals started losing to us before we had cities, metal, writing, or wheels. The real answer starts somewhere much dumber, much more physical. We learned how to throw things, accurately, better than anything that has ever lived. That sounds almost ridiculous, but look at it closely. Almost no animal can throw properly. A silverback gorilla is 6 times stronger than a human and could break you without noticing. But hand it a rock, and that strength becomes useless. It flings, it does not throw. Chimps are the same. Power without the mechanics. A completely average human teenager can throw harder, faster, and more accurately than a creature that could rip a car door off. Because humans made a permanent evolutionary trade. We gave up raw strength and got a body redesigned for launching. Our shoulders became the most flexible of any primate. Our waists became mobile. Our torsos could rotate. Our tendons store energy like a wound spring. When you throw, the movement starts in the feet. Energy travels through the legs, hips, torso, shoulder, and explodes out through the fingertips in one continuous chain. You are a biological trebuchet. You have been your entire life without knowing it. But the shoulder is only half the story. The part that should genuinely unsettle you is the aiming. Throwing accurately at a moving target is one of the most complex real-time calculations a brain can perform. Your brain processes distance, speed, weight, gravity, arc, target movement, and the exact millisecond to release, all simultaneously, all automatically. Release 2 milliseconds too late, and you miss completely. And your brain does all of this without asking you. You look at the target, and somewhere underneath your awareness, your brain constructs a future that hasn't arrived yet. It predicts where the object will go. It predicts where the target will be. Then it makes those two futures collide. That is not just throwing. That is attacking a moment before it exists. No other animal's brain does this. This is a human exclusive. And it is the seed of everything that follows. Imagine being a saber-toothed cat the first time this happened. You are an apex predator. You charge a group of humans expecting prey behavior, but they don't scatter. They stand together, form a circle, and suddenly the air starts punching you. Rocks arriving at your face from every direction at once. There is no instinct for that. Nature never prepared anything for a weak little ape with a good arm and a reason. From that moment, humans never stopped upgrading the same idea. Rocks became spears, spears became arrows, arrows became bullets, bullets became rockets. And in 2022, humans deliberately slammed a spacecraft into an asteroid 6.8 million miles away at 13,000 miles per hour and changed its orbital path. The through line never changed. A human sees a target, a human calculates the distance. A human throws. First, a stone at a mammoth, then a spear at a deer, then a rocket at the moon, then a spacecraft at an asteroid drifting through deep space. The tool changed every time. The pattern never did. We just kept increasing the distance. But throwing alone does not explain everything. Because at some point, we stopped throwing things at problems and started throwing the world itself. Picture a wolf, not a puppy, a real gray wolf. Muscle, teeth, pack coordination, one of the most efficient land predators evolution ever assembled. Now picture a golden retriever in a backyard, tail wagging, chasing a tennis ball, waiting for a belly rub. Same ancient bloodline, same original monster. Changed by us. We didn't defeat the wolf, we gave it a job. We identified a predator that should have been our enemy and, over thousands of years, reshaped it into a partner, a guard, a hunter, a tracker. We engineered loyalty out of something that could have killed us. Then we kept going. Horses gave us speed we didn't have. Oxen gave us strength we couldn't produce. Falcons became guided missiles we could aim with a gesture. Every other animal survived by becoming a better version of itself. Humans survived by recruiting everything else. We are not the animal with the best body. We are the animal that decided bodies were optional. We didn't beat the food chain in a fair fight. We made fair fights irrelevant. But here's where the story gets darker. Because we were not the only intelligent creature like us. Meet the Neanderthals. Not the dim cave people of old textbooks. The real ones. Stronger than us. Stockier. Better cold adapted. Their brains were on average slightly larger than ours. They had sophisticated tools, controlled fire, and coordinated hunts. Evidence suggests they cared for their injured and buried their dead, which means they weren't just surviving. They were thinking about loss, about something beyond the immediate moment. By almost every physical measure, they were better built to win. They are gone. We are here. The strongest theory for why is not a better weapon or a smarter individual brain. It's that modern humans could cooperate with strangers at a scale Neanderthals couldn't reach. Their groups were small and local, capped at roughly 20 to 30 people before the structure broke. Humans could build trust with people they had never met, share tools across hundreds of miles, build coalitions held together not by family but by shared stories and shared belief. A Neanderthal group was a closed fist. Humans were a network, and a network past a certain size doesn't just beat a fist, it makes the fist a completely different category of problem. They had better hardware. We had a better operating system, and the operating system won. But even that doesn't explain what makes humans impossible to predict. Because we are not just cooperative. Under the right conditions, we are deliberately, strategically irrational. Every other predator runs a simple cost-benefit calculation. If the risk outweighs the reward, walk away. That is rational. That is how living things survive. Humans are different. Back a human into a corner and something older than strategy can switch on. Something that stops calculating cost and starts operating on meaning instead. We will endure serious pain for pride. Sacrifice obvious advantage for revenge. Refuse to quit even when quitting is the logical, survivable option. History is full of armies that should have surrendered and didn't. Cities that should have fallen and refused. People who by every rational measure should have stopped and kept going anyway. Not because of tactics, because of something the tactics couldn't reach. We are not only survival machines, we are meaning machines. We fight for flags, for gods, for family, for ideas with no physical weight that can still move millions of bodies. And a human driven by meaning is not something any cost-benefit model can predict. You cannot outlogic it. You cannot outlast it. You often don't even know it has started until it has already won. And then there's the strangest trait of all. You lie awake at night rehearsing things that have not happened yet, not reacting to threats, simulating them. A deer doesn't lie awake planning for the wolf tomorrow. It responds when the wolf arrives. Humans are the only animal genuinely haunted by a future that doesn't exist yet. And we turn that haunting into engineering. We build walls before the enemy arrives, train armies for wars that haven't started, build asteroid deflection systems before any asteroid threatens us. In 2022, we tested one, not because we needed to, but because we needed to know we could before we ever needed to. A deer waits for the wolf. A human imagines the wolf, sharpens a spear, trains a dog, builds a fence, and teaches the children which paths are dangerous. We do not wait for reality, we rehearse it, and we try to make it arrive on our terms. But the final upgrade is the one that changed what death means for a species. About 5,000 years ago, someone pressed marks into clay and realized something that should not be possible. A thought could leave the body. A memory could survive the person who had it. An instruction could travel across time. Writing. Not fire, not the wheel. Writing is the most dangerous invention in human history. Because once writing exists, the dead can still give orders. Julius Caesar has been dead for over 2,000 years. His military strategies are still taught in active war colleges today. Soldiers alive right now are being trained by a man whose bones are dust. His mind is still deployed. Sun Tzu wrote about war around 500 BC, and his principles still shape modern military doctrine. Euclid's geometry from 300 BC was used to build bridges and skyscrapers for 2,000 years. A man who never saw electricity helped design cities full of it. Every other species starts nearly from zero with each generation. What the parent knew dies with the parent. Humans stack. We inherit the thinking of people we will never meet. We build on foundations laid by the long dead and pass everything forward. Which means when a human is born, it is not starting as one fragile animal. It is born into fire, language, medicine, mathematics, weapons, and the recorded failures of billions of people who came before. You are not one creature. You are the latest version of a very long project. And that project does not stop. So let's go back to the mammoth. That first rock was not just a rock. It was a message. It said, "We are weak, but we can reach you from a distance. We are fragile, but we can predict where you will be. We are small, but we can cooperate with strangers. We die, but our ideas don't have to." The real skill was never throwing. Throwing was the first visible sign of something much deeper, a species that learned to see the future, aim at it, and change it before it arrived. That single thread connects everything. The rock and the spear, the wolf-turned partner, the Neanderthal network that lost to a larger one, the armies that fought for meaning when logic said stop. The dead generals are still training living soldiers. We do not simply react to the world. We rehearse it, model it, recruit it, and build for versions of it that haven't arrived yet. The food chain did not lose to us in a fair fight. It slowly realized over thousands of years that the weakest animal in the room had learned how to aim at tomorrow, and that animal is just getting started.